That's the speakers. Mr. Dillon.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Mayor. And I want to applaud anybody who came and spoke tonight, because it takes guts to do that. Because you're going to face the backlash of the population that is still scared of this whole thing. So congratulations to those people for stepping up. Going back to what we were talking about before the speakers, I mean, we've got ourselves so twisted up inside of our own heads, trying to put on a show as decision makers here. I mean, we're talking about putting plastic covers across our face. This is the point that we've gotten to. I can't believe that it doesn't sound silly to everybody else. It's hard to believe that. Everything that we're doing here is a show with all this mask mandate stuff. We were only a week and a half ago in meetings, having meetings all the time. Nobody said a word about a mask. We didn't get any requests that people wear masks. Everybody in this room was comfortable being within close quarters of each other. And now all of a sudden this mandate comes through and everybody's masking up and, even asking to go back to some of the rules that we had before. I mean, just absolute insanity. Do we have numbers on how many patients are being treated right now at LGH, for COVID or with COVID symptoms? I don't think we have any handy, because we stopped taking account for any of those type of numbers, hospitalizations and deaths. What is the death number right now? The mortality rate for the city of Lowell? I don't see the bodies piling up. I checked, the information that I got from Lowell General Hospital is an estimate of 10 patients right now. Doesn't sound like they're being overwhelmed, not even close. I don't think there's been overflow out of Lowell General Hospital for the entirety of this whole thing. Those are the only statistics that matter. Hospitalization and death. That's hard for people to think about. But cases? Everybody's going to get this virus, whether you like it or not. We can't continue to hide from it. And counting cases, and also testing our kids all the time. This doesn't affect kids. Not nearly as much as the regular flu or any other flu strain that's come through. We've never talked about masking in the past. It's never once come up. What are we doing? Makes zero sense. The numbers haven't changed. 99.999, whatever, for kids. Anybody that we have to be concerned about within our buildings. Teachers have been offered the vaccination. If they want it, that's great. It might help them with symptoms. Kids are not in danger. Who decides in school what symptoms are we just having teachers decide when a child has symptoms and sending them for testing? Do we know? Is it ultimately up to the nurse in the building? Is that right? How could we possibly? So now we're going to have teachers making decisions on, whether this kid has symptoms that should relegate them to the nurse. For the nurse to evaluate them on those symptoms, and as of right now, with a mask on. And so, how's that gonna work? We get more learning loss. We're gonna keep pulling kids out of class for sniffles. And I haven't even talked about testing. And there's no reason that we should have any kid out of the building at this point. For any reason, except serious illness. And the kids don't get seriously ill from this. It's nuts. We need to grow. We need to get some guts. How can we continue to listen to these policymakers from DESE, think about think about 6 months ago when we were banging our heads on the desks because DESE didn't give us the information that we needed. They didn't give us any guidance. They didn't have any material, they didn't help us whatsoever throughout this whole thing, and they've been making the wrong decisions the whole time. CDC, the whole bunch of them. It's absolute insanity. We can't continue to allow other people to make decisions for us. It just doesn't make any sense. And, we're just cowering to, I don't know what it is, try to get votes or something. I mean, try and keep yourself in this seat. There's absolutely no guts here. It's sad, and I can't believe, we were talking about putting plastic covers on kids' faces tonight, and nobody realizes it yet. I apologize to anybody in the administration that feels like I'm talking directly to them, because I'm not, but as a whole, we need to think rationally, and there's just zero rational thought behind it. Have we had a conversation with the manager at all on her opinion on easing restrictions in the schools slightly? Has there even been any talk? Probably not, I guess, because we just decided last week that we didn't have to.
Well, she's running the,
I understand, I'm not questioning her decision at all, but can we have a conversation with her and say, hey, there may be instances where, do we have to 100% abide by this city buildings? Schools are different buildings, and for us to just take that as city buildings are, have mask requirements and just think that the manager is demanding that on us, then, I think maybe we need to have a conversation, particularly around physical activity. How can we honestly say that we're doing what's best for kids if we're not going to allow them to exercise indoors unless they have a mask on their face? It's absurd. It's absurd. And I think we need to have a conversation with the manager about that, because we don't even know what her opinion is on it, I guess, at this point. The other thing is, how do we enforce it? Who is going to tell a teacher? Who's going to tell a student that they have to wear a mask? Is the principal going to have to deal with all that crap starting here at the beginning of school? Because I've heard from a lot of teachers, a lot of parents, including myself, that are not going to allow their kid to wear a mask in a building. Are we ready to handle that? I don't think we are. It takes a large amount of authority to instill a mandate like this on an entire population. And it is a scary thought that we're trying to do that. It takes an incredible amount of authority. It's tyrannical. I asked for answers on those questions on what repercussions are, and if anybody has any comment from the administration or Mr. Mayor, I'd appreciate that. Thank you.
all right, anybody else?